Hello everyone, this time we're going to have another example. Let's consider the following. The following. So the question is, does the limit of the following, does the limit of the following exist? So you have limit of x minus 1 all over the absolute value of x minus 1 as x approaches 1. Okay? At this point, you have to recall the definition of the absolute value, which is you have x minus 1 is equal to x minus 1 if x minus 1 is greater than 0. In other words, if x is greater than 1. And it would be the negative of x minus 1 if we have x minus 1 is less than 0. I'm going to say x is less than 1. Okay, so we can take the limit this time of x minus 1 all over x absolute value of x minus 1. As x approaches 1 from the right, we're going to make use of this quantity, the positive value. That would become the limit now of x minus 1 all over x minus 1, because that is x is greater than 1. So x approaches 1 from the right. Okay, to say if you have your, take a look at your number line here. If this is your 1, then you have x approaches 1 from the right, because all values here are x greater than 1. Okay, so you have as x approaches 1 from the right, and this should give us 1. On the other hand, the limit of x minus 1 over the absolute value of x minus 1 as x approaches 1 from the left, then we make use of the other quantity, that is, this time the limit of x minus 1 all over the negative of x minus 1 as x approaches 1 from the left. Because if you take a look this time, that would be the value when x is less than 1. This point, that is your value x less than 1. And that would give us negative 1. Notice that the left hand and the right hand limit here is x approaches 1 from the right, and the left hand, which is x approaches 1 from the left, are not equal. So we conclude, okay, thus, as they are not equal, and we have a theorem that for a limit to exist, you should have the same value for your right hand and your left hand. Thus, this time, the limit of x minus 1 all over the absolute value of x minus 1 as x approaches 1 does not exist. It does not exist because for a limit to exist, we should recall the theorem that we have the limit of f of x as x approaches a exists if and only if the limit of f of x as x approaches a from the right and the limit of f of x as x approaches a from the left both exist and are equal. Both exist and are equal. And that equal value would actually be the limit of f of x as x approaches a.